What are some behaviors of Trump supporters that you would point to and say, yeah, that's kind of sick or mentally ill?
They're kind of stuck in this realm of like being constantly fed propaganda that they don't even realize that they're spewing all of this essentially non-facts. They don't understand that what they're being told is lies.
And there's unlimited amounts of gender.
I don't know how many genders there are, but something to be aware of is that this isn't something new either, because transgender has been a thing for thousands of years. There's multiple different genders in other cultures.
Well, yeah, how many genders are there?
I'm not someone that's educated enough maybe to answer that, but I understand that gender is a social construct.
Delicious. Where'd you get that at?
It's at Axum up front.
Okay, I'm gonna have to make a stop there. That looks delicious. Okay. First of all, you guys from Florida?
No, we're from Louisiana.
Oh, perfect. Do you know who? No, she's from Missouri, not Louisiana. That's right, I mixed that up. Oh, anyway, do you know who Jasmine Crockett is?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. What do you guys think of her?
I mean, she seems like she's got a good future.
She's good. She does, yeah.
Yeah.
Recently, she said that Trump supporters were sick and mentally ill. Would you guys agree with her in that assessment of Trump supporters?
Kind of put on the spot with this one, but I think that there's a subset of Trump supporters that definitely are really a little too far gone sometimes. They just like are in a cult, I guess. Okay. It definitely comes across that way.
Okay. So, like just a small section, or would you say in general her comments would be correct?
If I'm being general, I'd say, yeah, I kind of agree.
Okay.
At times, yeah.
Okay, and what are some behaviors of Trump supporters that you would point to and say, yeah, that's kind of sick or mentally ill?
So, I think that they're kind of stuck in this realm of like being constantly fed propaganda that they don't even realize that they're spewing all of this essentially non-facts. They don't understand that what they're being told is lies, and so just like the ability to be blatantly racist.
What are some of the lies that they're being fed and then spewing?
Usually it has to do with crime statistics whenever it comes to immigrants.
Okay.
Or a lot of transgender misinformation.
Okay.
They are fed things to make it seem like these issues are massive and they're overwhelmingly affecting them, whenever a lot of times it's the smallest percentage that you could imagine. Okay. And they think that 50% of the population is transgender almost, which doesn't make any sense to someone logical, but you know.
If I had to play devil's advocate here, I think a lot of people are just sick. Trump supporters in general are just sick of that stuff being shoved down their throat. They've been fed this, you know, if you're going to be canceled and banned and fired from your job if you don't support Pride Month and transgender people and everything like that. And I think most of them are worried about the children. Not so much the adults, but I think most of them are worried about how this impacts children. Would you say that that's a fair concern?
I think that's a narrative that's been taken on, is even just from whenever, before we fully accepted, which I don't think is necessarily accepted, but accepted gay as in the gay people into society. That was also a thing that they were like, oh, the children. And now it's like, okay, well, that's accepted, so let's move it to, let's figure out how we can work that into transgender now.
Yeah.
And I think that it's just more so.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think children and minors should be able to transition?
I'm not fully educated on it, but I do see that doctors, a lot of times, is who I would trust. They're saying one thing that makes me think that for a child's mental health, sometimes maybe that is the right direction to start going down. I think that we've seen enough statistics to say that children are self-harming whenever we're preventing them from doing that.
What statistics?
What statistics?
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not going to be able to cite a study, but we have
just numbers even.
See, that's not because I tend to agree with this type of. I'm more biased to accept this form of statistics. I can see that and say, okay, well, I trust it, and so I'm not going to remember any number. I just understand that.
About 97% of children who claim that they're transgender, if you don't go through with any type of surgery or hormone replacement therapy, by the time they're an adult, they're 18, they nearly 100% of them grow out of it and don't want to go forward with a chemical or surgical transition.
So then it sounds like it's not necessarily an issue to do a hormone block or something like that, because you can always just change your mind after the fact. You know, maybe.
We don't know, because this is so new to do to children. We don't know the effects.
But I think that also something to be aware of is that this isn't something new either, because transgender has been a thing for thousands of years. There's multiple different genders in other cultures.
Well, yeah, how many genders are there?
I'm not someone that's educated enough maybe to answer that, but I understand that gender is a social construct.
Okay.
And so.
And would you say Trump supporters, part of that sick and mentally ill, is constantly claiming there's only two genders?
I think that they're confusing sex with gender.
Okay.
And sex, we have male and female, and gender is a different entire definition for it. So, you know.
And there's unlimited amounts of gender.
I don't know how many genders there are, but I'm also not someone that's going to force my beliefs on someone and say, no, you can't do that, especially whenever it doesn't harm anyone.
Yeah. There's no children being harmed in that, right?
Not that I'm aware of. I think that maybe we could.
Well, Chloe Cole, she's a woman who at the age of 15 went to a doctor. They told her that she was transgender, and they removed her breast at the age of 15. And now she has a mutilated and scarred body, and she regrets it every day. And so now she speaks out against this going on with children and people being subjected to this mistreatment by doctors for money. Do you think that's an example of what Trump supporters are worried about?
I imagine that is an extremely small portion of an example. You
think most children that cut their boobs off or go through chemical castration, most of them are okay when they get to adults?
I'm not really educated enough to know that, but I also know that you can easily cherry pick anything to make something look a certain type of way. And yeah, so there's this bad example, but there's also other examples of people turning transgender, understanding that's who they are, and growing up.
Suicide rate doesn't, you said mental health, suicide rate does not improve after transition.
Well, yeah, but maybe that's also a cultural thing. That's why we're trying to say, accept them as people, and then they won't feel as much hate. Like, it's legitimately, it's the same way it was to be gay. Now we've taken that hate and we've turned it towards, oh, now let's hate people that are transgender. So maybe if we didn't hate them so much, maybe if we didn't give them.
Who hates transgender people?
I mean, I've heard enough. I've listened to enough debates to know that it's a massive topic for Trump supporters, and usually it's very much that they are against it. And they don't understand it, I think, and that's. If you took the time, I think, to just understand that, like, that's just a human being, and we should treat them with love, and we should be understanding of who they want to be. That's their decision. It has nothing to do with you.
I don't think Trump supporters hate those people. I think they care about those people, and I think they feel worried for those people that they're going down a path that is not mentally.
I think they usually leave people alone, and that's it.
Yeah.
Leave people alone, let them live the way they want to live.
Yeah, so I agree, and I think most Trump supporters would agree. But for the past decade,
Let it be.
yeah, do children deserve to be protected from this ideology that leads them down a path of cutting off their boobs?
To push your own narratives at all times, anytime.
I should. Yeah, there's entire cities holding youth pride events. There's doctors cutting off the boobs and chemically castrating children, minors. It is an issue to worry about the children. They are voiceless, and they deserve protection. They deserve people to speak up to protect them. Don't you think? I mean, you care about children and the fact that trans children deserve health care.
The farmers market day, to be honest.
I get that a lot. I get that a lot. You don't want to talk to me?
No, I don't. No.
Well, you guys are claiming that me, a Trump supporter, I'm sick and I'm mentally ill and I'm in a cult.
I never said a word.
Yeah. So you disagree with him?
I don't necessarily disagree. I never said anything.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting that we're just trying to enjoy a Saturday, and you know that politics in general is very divisive.
Yeah.
And you're going to come and sit over here and talk to us as though and act like everything's going to be cool, and then all of a sudden we're talking about a divisive topic on a Saturday morning. We're
So
just
I
like,
asked
we're
you
at
if you,
coffees.
I asked you if you wanted to sit down and talk, and then I asked you if you knew who Jasmine Crockett was, and then you agreed with her that Trump supporters are sick and mentally ill and in a cult.
Yeah, like.
But
I
then you
said,
go on to explain how you think children should be given hormone treatments and that it's hateful to not do that.
I think parents and doctors and children can all work together and do what they feel is right, just as you do.
Is it ever right to cut the breast off of a healthy 17-year-old female?
Go through many meetings and appointments deciding if this is right for that child, and they decide. It's not up to you.
If a child said that they were a cow, would you put them out in a pasture and leave them out there to eat
luckily
grass?
It's not happening. Luckily, it's not happening. Just like with the children who got litter boxed in the school, that's not happening. We've never seen any confirmed studies of that.
But even worse than a child pretending to be a cow, there are doctors and parents out there going out there and they're cutting the breast off of 15-year-old girls.
I just want to take it back to my wife just said that she's not comfortable right now with this conversation, and instead of you saying, you know what, I respect that, you actually forced the conversation longer. So why not?
You
just
guys kept
say,
engaging. If you would prefer me to leave, I will leave. But you haven't asked that, so you guys keep engaging in conversation with me.
I think you should probably leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my cult now. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Now more than ever, for obvious reasons, I go nowhere without security. I do not film without security. I always have one with me, and we love them over here. We appreciate them being with me at all times. If you would like to continue having them by my side, you can go to patreon.com/Caitlin Bennett to support my work and specifically support my security fund. I appreciate you guys so much for keeping me safe out here, and God bless you. Even just $5 a month at patreon.com/Caitlin Bennett helps me tremendously keep myself safe. So thank you and God bless.